Hello everybody, welcome to this video. We are getting more complex every day, well, pretty much every week, about how to understand different structures and how to implement those in Python. In the past week, we already knew or learned about the arithmetic operators, we learned about decision making, and now we are about to go into the repetition structure. So what is a repetition structure? As the name suggests, it's really easy actually. It's just a sequence that's going to be repeated over time depending some parameters. And we are looking those right now because we already know how to do logical operators, how to have the AND, the OR, and how to make them work. And repetition, sometimes we do that and actually to be implemented or be expressed through Python. So we know that in the book we study about the conditional control loops, the while, the do while, and do until. Those one of those are depending the actually everyone have a different functionality, but not all of them are actually implemented in all the programming language for any number of reasons. Some of them because one specific structure substitutes another ones, another language just to make it a little more clear, a little more easy to understand, and that is actually the case for today. Python is a really easy programming language to learn. Don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean that it's powerful. Python could be really powerful. It could actually host websites, and you can do actually have a really big database integration and be really efficient about it. So Python is really powerful, but at the same time it's really easy to learn. So not all those complex structures or repetition are actually there. So we learned in the book the while, do until loop, depending the case. In Python we are keeping things a little bit more simpler. In Python we have the while loop, and it's only one. And how it works? Well, let's go again to see our cheat sheet. In the second page, on the top left corner, we have the while loop, conditional loop statement there. Let me zoom in a little bit. Let me make this a little bit bigger. There you go. So the statement block is executed as long as the condition is true. So every time that this is actually true, the statement block is going to be executed. And we can see the diagram over here. It's like an example. So every time that is true, it's going to be running until no it's executed, and move on to the next block. In this case, we need to be very careful because if we maintain this always as true, we'll actually never break, and we need to have some kind of control. So the same as the modules that we already see also, all the blocks need to be under an indentation after the word. In this case, the while loops need to be on the further left, and then the statement blocks need to be indented in order to be inside actually the while block. And let's check some example. Let's see. Let's create let's do, how can we do this? Answer equal to input. Do you want to continue? Do you want to start? Let's do it first. And let's say that we need to respond with yes or no. Okay. And then we can see while answer equal to yes, we can do print hello there. And then we can do answer equal input. Do you want to continue? We have a problem here. Check what I'm doing wrong. Didn't like it. I didn't like it. Always the block statements finish with double columns. They're the same as the module, so sorry for that. So we can say we are saving the input in the answer, and then we have the global. Actually, we need to import the global answer. So that means that we are affecting this variable that it came from outside. And we say while answer equals 0 or equal yes, sorry, we are going to be printing hello there. So that's actually executed. Python 3, and this is repetition py. Oh, forget it. Global is not for. Do you want to start? I said yes. Hello there. Do you want to continue? Yes. Hello there. Do you want to continue? Yes. Hello there. Do you want? No. We ended. What happened here? We assign a value to answer. We validate that, and meanwhile, this is always y. This is going to be executed, and pretty much printing something and then asking again. So we are affecting the variable that is going to be actually used in the system or in the program. Let me just comment this out. Let me give you another answer. So let's say that I don't know, other equal true. Let's make this boolean and says while other print hello. You know what? Let's use single quotes. And I have an extra parenthesis. What will happen here, and we need to be really careful, the code is going to be executed and never ended, and it's running and running and running and running one and over time. So the only way to break it is select the terminal, Ctrl C to break and interrupt. So in this case, printing will always be doing one over time because the other variable is always true. It never change. One way to do it is with the break statement. So if we put break at the end and we execute again, so it doesn't matter that other is still being true, we are given the order to get out of that loop because any reason. This could be actually a really good practice or something to have if we really want to actually get out of the while loop. So if something happens for any reason, we are not accommodate some specific situation that's going to help us to get out, this will always be giving us some kind of issue. So having this, let me just comment it out, and let's say that we need to print the numbers. How can we do that? Well, let's say let's say that number equal 0 equal 1, let's say, and while number is less than 10, print number, and then we say number equal a number plus 1. We save it and execute. It's going to be 1 to 9 because we are getting the validation. So we are getting number is initially set with number 1. We verify if the number is less than 10, because if it's less than 10, the code is going to be executed, and we print the number, the first iteration. The second time, well, before that, we increase number by 1. So the second time number value is 2, and go on till 9. So when the number is 9, it's going to be printed, it's going to be increased, number is going to be now 10, and because it's not less than 10, the code will not be executed. Let's say, like example, the 100, we can actually say print this is the end. We will have number from 1 to 99, and after 99 we are going to print these sections. This is outside the while loop, so this is not going to be executed until the loop is going to be ended. There you go. So we see all the numbers there, we're printing, and after 99 we print this is the end, because we are outside the loop. Great. This is one of the iterations that we have. The other repetition, actually, that I see in the book is the for loop, actually, or yeah, let's say for loops instead, the for statement. And a way to implement it here, we just go inner cheat on the right, how this is actually going to work. And this is going to do some kind of validation and do a specific loop. But what is the difference here? Let me just save this. Let me uncomment everything. Whoa. Let me uncomment this, save it, and actually instead of repetition, let me change the number, the name to while. This command moving, I'm moving the file repetition py to while py, so we're just renaming it. There you go. Wow. Let's create another one then. Let's go for. Let me actually watch it. Okay. So we need to actually, what it does, the for statement, is validate or extract some value, well, from a set of values from a sequence, and do something about it. Let's say, for example, for number in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, print number. So what it's doing, we have a sequence here. If this looks a little bit weird, let's just make a little pause and let's go to the top or cheat sheet. We're going to the top. We have container types. So we have lists, we have tuples, we have dictionaries, we have sets. So we are not getting to the rest. We want to keep it in the list. So a list is actually a set of values Could be floats, could be integers, or could be strings that can actually be saved and to be used later. How we have the list defined? The list is outside the list we have the square brackets, and then the different values separated by commas. This is actually a list or a sequence that we are using right now. So what we are doing here is number is going to extract each one of these values and it's going to be printed. So the first iterations, number go to sequence and extract number 1 and print number 1. Then it goes to the next iteration, extract number 2, number now is going to be number 2 and imprint that one, and go on until actually it's finished. It's a little bit difficult to digest and to see it actually what is happening, but let's see that it's actually moving from one value assigned to the next iteration and the next iteration and the next iteration. A really good actually example of that we can see this is going to be in the book, in the companion book, and let me show you. So what is happening here? Every iteration, that number is going to be assigned to the variable, and in the end what is happening is just to be printed. So this is get executed 5 times because list is with 5 numbers in there. Okay. So let me just comment this out. Let's say we have other numbers. 1.5, 10, 99. It gets executed 4 times because list contains 4 values. A number is assigned each one of those values. So the first time is 1, second time is 5, third time is 10, and last time is 99. I will get that execution. And that actually happened not only for numbers. It could be actually, let's say 1, 2, 3.4, and we actually printed print value, and let me remove this one. So value get the number 1, then the text 2, and then the float number 3.4. So we can assign different components to this variable, and it's going to iterate each one of the component of the list that we have. Another example, we can have some kind of text. So hello equal hello there. And we can have 4 character in hello, print character. Is spelled like that? I'm not sure. No, it's not spelled like that. I'm so sorry. Character. Wait. Yes, it's character. Oh, we need to end it with the double colon. So we see our message is going to be printed like this. because character is going to extract each value of our hello string. So hello string is like this, and then we see it in vertical mode. So we see that we can have different lists, different values, it doesn't need to be the same, different types, and even what the content of specific variables. Something to remark, and just to let everybody know, let me just copy this example and comment for this moment, this one. Let's say values, and let's say values equal this. It's going to be printed the same. So we can actually have a sequence to a list, save it in a variable, and that variable is going to be printed with the for loop, because we are iterated in one of the components and send it through variables instead of putting the sequence directly here. Let me just move this where it's supposed to be, and let me comment it out before going to the next example. For last, there is something. Let's say that we want to print number 1 to 10, and instead of doing something like this, where you actually put the sequence of the name, we can have a helper that will actually, as the name implies, help us in this situation. So this is actually with the range. Range, what it does, it's an object that will start and stop at this step. Like example, let's see it. Let me just print range 5. Well, and what it does is going to go from 0 and it's going to move 5 positions. What is going to be printed actually in the range is going to be printed from 0 to 4. Why? Because every range always starts with a 0. So we are saying that it's going to be moved 5 positions. Let's do a for loop from here. For number in range, print number. Oh. So it actually do 5 iterations because we are asking that, and it's printing from 0 to 4. In this case, we want to have the 5 iterations, we need to go 1 and beyond. So we need to say 6 in order to see till 5. And it's working. But let's say that we actually doesn't want to have the 0 there. Well, we can specify a beginning and end. In this case, we are saying we will start in position number 1, that is with the number 1, and finish before position number, or finish in position number 6. That is going to be a 5. Why is 5? Because it's what we're doing is pretty much skipping the first one, skipping the 0 position. And we're saying you're going to start here, but we are delimiting where it's going to be ended. So in this case, we have a specific number, and we can actually play with the number. We can have, well, instead of printing the numbers directly, let's do it to the power of 2, and we have the name to the power of 2 be printing. It's going to be inside the repetition. We can see the for statement in this section, and the range actually is a little bit below, I'm not sure where. I saw it somewhere. Oh, here we go, it was here. Integer sequence. It was just before after the for. We can see the starting. We can have this actually will help us that always will start with 0. And we need to specify where to finish. Let's say now. for odd in range, let's say 1, and we go to 100, and we say step 2, we want to print the odd number. So we are doing the same validation, we are moving forward with the enumeration, but we are skipping always a number. So instead of going by 1, now we are doing every 2 numbers. In the same, we want to do every 5 numbers. We can see like this, and it's going to be doing. This is actually always the third element, and we can see the helper how it's going to be actually work. When it has one number inside the range, it's going to print that sequence of numbers. Remember to always start with 0. When we have 2 numbers, it's going to be the beginning and the end. Remember that the range will always finish one integer before the end of the number. And for last one, we can have a stepper. It's going to be every how much is going to be jumping from one number to another to reach the end of the range. We can go backward actually too with the minus character, so we can actually do for backward in range 10 to 1, and we're going to go by 1 in inverse, and we print backward. So 10, 9, 81. What is doing here? Wow, this is weird. Let's change the name of the variable. This is actually a little bit odd. Yeah, this is not going to do anything at all. Oh, there you go. Well, it was taking some weird number and was not clear, but yeah, it's the correct syntax actually. Went to 10 to 0 and going back by in inverse mode. And this is while, this is for, and these are the range. Hope you like it. See you next video. Bye.